only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I made a promise, can't nobody take it. I chose to put you above all the nations. Out of your graves, I chose to awaken. We made a covenant, don't you forsake it. Come get protected while they going crazy. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. I woke you up in your land of captivity. I do not change, I want you to remember me. Laws and commandments, I gave you the remedy. Go read the testimonies for your memory. I sent them prophets, but you wasn't hearing me. I come to you if you really come near to me. I heard your cry, now it's time to take it to me. I know what got you from all of your enemies. Who you know open the sea. Them waters was bitter, but I made it sweet. In case you ain't know how to swim, I'm your protector, so I made you walk on your feet. This a reminder you married to me. I just want you to be all I called you to be. They called you niggas, but I made you priests. I'm about to give you back everything. I'm sending plays for you. I'm sending boys, drying up rivers. I leave them dead for you. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You heard what I said for you. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You heard what I said for you. For you, you only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, I'm the reason you in captivity. We made a covenant, you ain't remember me. You broke the covenant, I sent your enemies. Get out my lane since you wasn't fearing me. I'm the reason they put you in chains. I'm the reason they switched up your name. I'm the reason why you in the hood. I'm the reason of all your pain. I'm sending floors, fast, daily. Think I don't love you, y'all my babies. Gave my son, must be crazy. Come out that system, come out of that lady. They got that military, it would not phase me. It would not move me, it would not graze me. Remember Egypt, I did all that for my people. You only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. You only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel.
Yeah. What you crying for? What you complaining about? Breathe. No, seriously, take a breath. How many people want to do that and can't? Walk outside. Some people ain't got freedom. They ain't gonna never see the light of day. You know what I mean? Real. I can't front, I do it too. I need somebody to check me. I need you to edify me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thankful for being alive.
I am so thankful for being alive. Today was a good day. I opened my eyes.
Yeah.
I woke up today. So many can't say the same. I can't complain.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for being alive.
Yeah. Don't quit, you just hit a bump in the road. You detoured when you thought you had it under control. Whether you winning or losing, you stuck with your soul. Focus on eternity, happiness comes and it goes. Praying you'll see a miracle when they right under your nose. Today you woke up and your heart was beating, and you started breathing. Just for you, I made this one for the road. This for the car when you on the way to that job that you hate. You want to keep the feast days, but it's hard to escape. Yo, they requested you on the Sabbath, now you about to quit. It's like with every commandment, they want the opposite. Meanwhile, you staying positive, you need a job to live. A couple questions and settle that. Like, would the Father have us living check to check? Subject to payments buried by several debts. I'm thankful for this life, but I pray heaven's next.
Thankful for being alive. Today was a good day. I opened my eyes.
Yeah.
I woke up today. So many can't say the same. I can't complain. I'm thankful for being alive.
I know why I'm living, my purpose is serving others. Never despise the Father's correction, I learned to love it. Carnal minds don't want the truth, they want their version of it. Worldly riches are temporal, I noticed them turning colors. His treasures are never tarnished. Started to study harder, it made me a better artist. They asking me what's your secret. He fed you manna from heaven, you wanna run to Egypt? Toting choppers like, am I really my brother's keeper? You are if you love your people, we living like kamikaze. Ambulances, cops and sirens, when we gon' stop the violence? Quote the scripture, it's the aqua salad. I can sing a song that'll calm the climate. Don't just talk about it, we walk about it. The covenant, our fathers forgot it. We remember now it's a door for the sheep to enter. Believe on Christ and you gon' be saved, I'ma keep it simple. Get that Holy Spirit in you and keep it in.
I am so thankful for being alive. Today was a good day, I opened my eyes.
Yeah,
I woke up today, so many can't say the same. I can't complain, I'm thankful for being alive. I am so thankful for being alive. Today was a good day, I opened my eyes.
yeah.
I woke up today, so many.
Yeah. I want to thank the Most High for taking the things of the world off of my shoulders.
Let me put some hot sauce on that thing real quick.
Yeah. Thank you, Father. Lord, you made my desires pure. Yeah. You made my desires pure. Yeah. You made my desires pure. Yeah. You made my desires pure. I want wisdom, understanding. I don't want no Grammy. I wanna live a righteous life with a righteous family. I want a wife that love you more than she love me. Wanna show my people that they royalty. Wanna live by your commands, on your word we stand. I'd rather be touching scriptures than touching these banks. Them riches gon' profit nothing in a day of wrath. I was living in my mess, I had to take a bath. Creating me a clean heart, Abba made me pure. The things of the world, y'all, it's time to ignore. I want love, I want peace, I want everlasting life. Well done, my good and faithful servant, walking in that light. I'm on this narrow path, trying to save a soul. I want my people in Jerusalem, the days are old. I wanna get to the homeless, show them that he care. I wanna get a homeless, hope we almost out of here. Gave your example through your son, and it's the only way. Ain't no pagans over here, we keepin' holy days. I want my people, stop the killing, we dropping the prophets. I want us come back to the laws, it ain't no other option. Don't want no hate up in my heart, not over no doctrine. I want the fruits of the spirit, y'all could keep the nonsense. I had to renew my mind, I had to free my conscience. I had to confess my sins, I had to be honest. I want the Ruach HaKodesh to come into me. I only trust the Father, not the enemy. The Father word, he came and cleansed the enemy. I only want the Spirit, so I'm killing me. The Father gave me righteous things that I desire. I wanna see the kingdom, not the lake of fire. I don't want no drugs, scriptures got me higher. If we come in up here, how we gon' make it higher? Desires pure. You made my 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 desires pure. Haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. You made my desires pure. Haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. You made my desires pure. Haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. You made my desires pure. See all that weight that was on our shoulders. You made my desires pure. Was the things of this world. You made my desires pure. I want to say thank you, Father. You made my desires pure. For getting that weight off our shoulders. Hallelujah.
All right, shalom, 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 shalom.
Shalom.
All praises to the Most High. Kwam Yasharahla. All praises. Yes, yes, yes. It's a lovely Sabbath day, and we continue the Most High word, and we give Him praise and glory as we see the coming of our kingdom, our rulership, and the demise of our enemies. All lies must be destroyed and put down. And like I said, I saw a quoting on was on YouTube or somewhere I saw it, and I like that saying. And my brother Caleb made a t-shirt of it too. I love that saying. And it says, all lies have an expiration date. That is so true. Every lie that this European imposter, fraudulent vampire has taught has an expiration date. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. And we give the Most High praise and glory that He's bringing out the truth. He's the truth. See, the Most High, the Most High is so good, man. And that's why the Most High said, one man planteth, one man watereth, but the Most High gives the increase. All right? So it doesn't matter who came first, who started first, or who came last. We are working to get that one penny and to establish the Most High truth in the earth. And I'm going to speak on this here too, because I saw something that I was very disappointed and mad with Israel as a people, man. We some grimy, low-life people that need to stop. All right? Everybody is mad and hating on the brother Ronald Dalton because he made money. They're saying he's an agent. Come on, man. We got to stop this, man. So what if he was used to bring forth the truth? Let's be glad the Most High used him.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
Everybody's going to have their shine when the time comes.
Right.
Let the man get his shine. All right? Everybody's going to get a time to shine. But the Most High is making certain chess moves in the earth. Everybody's saying, oh, he's an agent. He's sold out. So what? Nobody has 100% monopoly on the truth.
That's
the
right.
Most High is using everybody to bring this thing out.
Right.
And He was able to bring it out on a larger platform that we've been doing for the last almost 40 years. All right? So stop playing hating on the brother, man. You're going to get your time to shine. The Most High said, one man esteemeth one day, another man esteemeth the same the next day. You're going to get your props. Everybody's going to get their props. All right? So let the Most High do his thing. Let the truth come out. All right? It's being exposed now. The Most High said, there's nothing you could do against the truth, but for the truth. Okay? No matter what you try to do against the truth, it's going to come out. Whether you claim he's an agent or not, that's the truth being brought out. And for brothers to say that, that's bearing false witness. Some of you are never even call the brother and talk to him, but putting out, oh, he's an agent. He's working for the so-called Jew. We got to stop that, man. Let's stop discrediting one another, man. Let's be glad the truth is being brought out. You're going to get your shine. But before I start my class, let me read my Psalms, man, because I get pissed off for stuff like that. We have to stop it as a people, man. All right? And stop being so greedy and egotistical and vainglory about you, about it's about me, your ego. It's about the Most High, man. Ain't about us. We playing a small role. We should be glad the Most High woke us up to the truth, man. To see this truth, man. You want to take credit. So what? You've been out there for 30 years teaching in the street. So what? So what? We all working for that penny. Yahushua said the first and the last. Everyone's going to get that penny. We're going to touch on that subject too in Matthew the 20th chapter. So let's read Psalms 136. Let's start from the top, Nakamia.
Reading out the book of Psalms, chapter 136, from the top. Oh, give thanks unto the Most High, for he is good.
That's right. Let's give thanks unto the Most High, for he's good. The Most High is Tawab. Continue.
For his mercy endureth forever.
For his mercy endureth forever. Hallelujah. Continue.
Verse 2. Oh, give thanks unto thy power of powers, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah. Continue.
Oh, give thanks to the other one of other ones, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah. Continue.
Verse 4. To him who alone doeth great wonders, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah. Continue.
Verse 5. To him that by wisdom made the heavens, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah. Continue.
Verse 6. To him that stretcheth out the earth above the waters, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right. The Most High mercy endureth forever. That's what we need, the Most High's mercy. Because what the Most High is going to bring on this earth, man, man, we don't know, man. The Most High is going to bring his total wrath and indignation upon this earth. And lots of our people is going to be caught up into the Most High's wrath and indignation. So the Most High mercy endureth forever. Continue.
Verse 7. To him that made great lights, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 8. The sun to rule by day, for his mercy endureth forever. The moon and the stars to rule by night, for his mercy endureth forever.
And that's who made the moon and the stars. The Most High did that. And the moon and the stars, they give praise to the Most High. How do they give praise to the Most High? When that moon shines at night. When those stars shine at night. They give praise to the Most High because what? They're doing what the Most High made them to do. To glorify.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 10. To him that smote Egypt in their firstborn, for his mercy endureth forever.
Yeah, the Most High smote the firstborn of Egypt. Continue.
Verse 11. And brought out Israel from among them, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 12. With a strong hand and with a stretched out arm, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 13. To him which divided the Red Sea into parts, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right. The Most High divided that Red Sea. Okay? But it's known as the Reed Sea. He divided that Reed Sea so we could pass through and dry land. He did that for us. Continue.
Verse 14. He made Israel to pass through the midst of it, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 15. But overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his mercy endureth forever.
Just like he destroyed the Egyptians, he's going to destroy this place called America and the people that's ruling it. Okay? These Edomites, these so-called Jews, he's going to destroy them, just like he destroyed Egypt. Continue.
Verse 16. To him which led his people through the wilderness, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 17. To him which smote great kings, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right. The Most High smote great kings for us. He destroyed kings for us. Rulers, kingdoms. And what you think he's going to do to this place called America? The same thing. Continue.
Verse 18. And slew famous kings, for his mercy endureth forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his mercy endureth forever.
And Sihon, the king of the Amorites. These were African kings that was ruling in the land of Canaan. He destroyed them. Okay? The Canaanites. Continue.
Verse 20. And Og, the king of Bashan, for his mercy endureth forever.
These were all the nation of the Canaanites that he destroyed. Because remember the Most High said, when you go into the land, there are 7 nations mightier and greater than thou. And the Most High destroyed these Canaanites' kingdom for us. Continue.
Verse 21. And gave their land for an heritage, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 22. Even an heritage unto Israel his servant.
And the Most High gave us a heritage, and we lost that heritage. That's why today, these so-called Jews today are holding on to our heritage. And they're going to find out in these last days, these last remaining days, that they've been taught lies, they have inherited lies, and they're going to be put to shame in the end. The whole world's going to find out who they are as a people and who we are as a people. Hallelujah. Continue.
Hallelujah. Heritage unto Israel his servant, for his mercy endureth forever. Verse 23. Who remember us out low estate?
Who remember us in our low estate? The Most High is going to remember us in our low estate, because we're in the lowest state now. We're in the lowest estate ever that we have been upon the face of the earth. Continue.
For his mercy endureth forever.
For his mercy endureth forever. Continue.
Verse 24. And had redeemed us from our enemies.
And this is going to happen very soon. He's going to redeem us from our enemies. Hold that and go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter. The Most High is going to redeem us from our enemies. And we're coming back to this Psalms 136. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter. The Most High is going to redeem us from our enemies, and he's going to show the whole entire world who all of our enemies are. Deuteronomy 33, and you're going to start here from the 26th verse.
Reading out the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 26. There is none like unto the power of Jerusalem.
Of Jeshurun.
Jeshurun,
right.
sir.
So Jeshurun is just another name for Israel, which is the upright ones. So there's none like unto the power of Jeshurun. Continue.
Who rideth upon the heavens in the help and in thy help.
The Most High is going to be our help. Okay? The Most High is going to be our help. Not no militia that we form. Continue.
And in his excellency on the sky.
Continue.
The eternal power, thy refuge.
The eternal power is thy refuge. The Most High is going to be our refuge. Continue.
And underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee.
So the Most High said, he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee. Go ahead.
And shall say, destroy them.
And say, destroy them. Right. The Most High is going to destroy our enemies.
That's right. Hallelujah.
You bastards.
Right.
The Most High is going to destroy them. Continue.
Verse 28. Israel shall dwell in safety alone.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, Israel is going to dwell in safety alone. The true Israelites.
That's right.
Not you imposters.
Right.
Continue.
The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew.
The Most High is going to bless us with the abundance of everything that we need. Okay? He's going to restore the abundance of all the earth resources and wealth and healings and blessing. He's going to return it back to us. Continue.
Verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel.
See what he said? Happy art thou, O Israel. Happy, brothers and sisters. You better be happy.
Right.
And let you know you're Israel, brother.
Right.
That's the key. And be humble about it. Happy art thou, O Israel. Go ahead.
O people saved by the Most High.
O people saved by the Most High. Go ahead.
The shield of thy help. And who is the sword of thy excellency?
The Most High is the sword of our excellency. 2-4. The physical sword and the spiritual sword to destroy lies. Okay? And the physical sword to destroy the enemy. Continue.
And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
Hallelujah. Here it says, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee. Every last one of them. Right. You so-called Jewish, I want to say, you so-called Jew, imposter, fraudulent, bandit, vultures. You're going to be found liars. Read that part again.
Right. Right.
And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
Yeah, our enemies going to be found liars unto thee. And not only them, all you other so-called white supremacists. You're going to be found liars too.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt tread upon their high places.
And the Most High said we're going to tread upon your high places. The Most High is going to raise us up a great exceeding army. And we're going to crush the skulls of you devils.
Right. That's right.
Hallelujah. That's right. Go back to Psalms 136. Ain't going to be no talking to you about no, let's debate. Right. The only debate we're going to have is to condemn you.
Right.
With the Most High words of judgment.
Right.
Ain't no more talking to you damn devils. You devils didn't do this right. You form every conspiracy against us to destroy us.
Right.
Right? Go back to Psalms 136.
Psalms 136 verse 24. And had redeemed us from our enemies.
That's right.
For his mercy endureth forever.
For his mercy endureth forever. Brothers and sisters, we live in one of the greatest time upon the face of the earth.
Right.
You have to hang in there, keep that faith, and serve the Most High, brother. When it get tough, hang in there. Don't tap out. Don't you dare tap out.
Right. That's right.
If you tap out, you could kiss yourself goodbye.
That's right.
You're going to fight this thing to the end, brother.
Right.
This is ours. Okay? Paul said he fought a good fight of faith. And he said what he got restored for him is a crown of righteousness. That's what we want in the end. To receive that crown, to receive the kingdom of the Most High. To rule as the rightful rulers of this earth. Continue.
Verse 25. Who giveth food to all flesh, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right. And the Most High give food to all flesh, for his mercy endureth forever. The Most High mercy endureth forever. Continue.
Verse 26. Oh, give thanks unto the power of heaven.
Oh, yeah. Oh, give thanks unto the power of heaven. Give thanks to the Most High. Hallelujah. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. The Most High is wonderful.
Mercy endureth
Right? Give praise and thanks to the Most High.
All praises.
Come Yasharahla.
Come Yasharahla.
Come Yasharahla.
Come Yasharahla.
Come Yasharahla.
Come Yasharahla.
Read that verse again.
Verse 26. Oh, give thanks unto the power of heaven, for his mercy endureth forever.
Hallelujah. The word of Yahweh. For his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the power of heaven. And the Most High is going to show his judgment in this earth. And he's going to show the earth who's his people. We have been downtrodden and misused and abused for a long time. Now it's time for us to shine. And we have to walk in the light of the Most High. Don't let nothing deter you, man. Okay? So now we're going to jump into our class. Oh boy. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. The Most High is great, man. All right? All praises to the Most High. Now we're going to jump into this thing now. We so-called Jews. Yes, I said it. You so-called Jews. And I'm going to say, you are the synagogue of Satan.
That's right.
That's not anti-Semitic. That's biblical facts. That's a truth. You love to say anti-Semitic. You notice he can't say the word Shemitic because he's not of the people. So he says Semitic. Anti-Semitic. Ain't no such thing as Semitic. It's Shemitic. Shem. Noah's son is Shem. He had no son named Sem. You low-life gutter rats. Okay, let's get into our subject. Can we debate? Can we talk? Can we talk? Oh, and he used that anti-Semitic as a terroristic weapon to silence you, so that you will speak against his lies and his treachery. But the will of the Most High, we're gonna bring it out. We're gonna bring it out, man. If he doesn't take this video off, all right? I'm gonna name some books. Fleshing Out Skulls and Bones. Okay, it's a very good book. Exposes these imposters and the whole entire European system of government. Okay, you could, yeah. It's called Fleshing Out Skulls and Bones. Okay, by a host of authors: Anthony Sutton, Milligan, Chris Milligan, a whole host. Okay, and then on the back of it, who does he have back here? The Bush crime family. Oh yeah, these family, Prescott Bush, these were the people that was financing your boy over in Germany, that little short boy in Germany with the mustache. I'm not going to call his name because they're going to take it down. They was financing that little boy, that little short guy in Germany, okay? And all of that was part of the plan to put them back in the land in 1948, okay? I have another book here. Diplomacy by Deception. It's a very good book. Tells you how they was put back into the land of Israel by diplomacy, by deception. Okay? This book is written by Dr. John Coleman. A very good book. Okay? Then I have another book here. Oh, this one here is a special one. This one is called Who is Edom? Who is Edom? Okay? The Edomites are the people that's in the land of Israel, running Israel, the financial system, the Federal Reserve, and that's running this entire system. Okay? The people that's in the land, the Khazars, are Edomites. Okay? When they use that term Ashkenazi, they hijack that name from the true sons of Japheth. Okay? The true sons of Japheth were not white people. And a lot of you Israelites saying Japheth was white. But when we tell you Esau is a white man, you say, how could they be? Esau and Jacob are twins. How could Noah have a white son then? If all of Noah's sons were black, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, how could Japheth be white? Japheth was black. Okay? And the white man Esau hijacked all of the sons of Japheth. Okay? When you read the book of Jasher, all right? Esau, what he did when he was pushed up into Europe, the children of Japheth took Zepho, one of Esau's grandson, and made him a king and ruler over Japheth, and they intermarried into Japheth. And that seed became known as the Edomites that took over that era. So that's why they said they're Khazars, because they're going from the matrilineal line of their mother. But they're all Edomites. And you Israelites are teaching that the so-called white man is Ashkenazi. No, he's not. He hijacked the Ashkenazi from the true sons of Japheth. And we're going to go into that. Okay? Ron Dalton taught that, but nobody has 100% truth. But at least he got the truth out. Okay? That's what he taught, that the Ashkenazis are Japhetic. And that's who the so-called Jews are today. But we could work on that. The main thing is the truth got out. The truth got exposed. But the truth is going to come out fully. Okay? So now let's go into that about you so-called Jews. All right? Since I did my little ranting, I did my little emotional ranting. Okay? Because you got to do that, you know what I mean? To like get it up. You know, I get it up because these lies have to be put down. So now, let's go. So let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter. I want to show you something here. Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter. So Esau is a bandit and a fugitive by nature. What he did, he replaced and he took over people, kingdoms, and nations and took on their identity. Okay? When the Most High gave Esau the land of Mount Seir, that was not his original land. That original land belongs to the Canaanites, who are Africans. and he displaced them and took their land, and he took on their names. Okay? Let's go into it the same way he did when he took on the term Ashkenazi. When he was pushed up into Europe, he took on the name Ashkenazi. Then he became known as the Ashkenazi Jews. Okay? But let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter. All right? I know this class is going to be a long class today, but I'm going to keep the fire going. As Most High willing, I'm going to keep this fire going in this thing, man.
Hallelujah.
All right? Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter. All right, Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter, right? Let's start from the top first. Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter, and start from the 1st verse. Take your time and read it. And we want everybody to listen good. And guess what, people out there? Like the video, share the video, thumbs up the video, and give praise to the Most High, man. Share these videos, like the videos, man.
That's
okay? Because we put in a lot of spirit and energy to bring this thing forward to our people. It's not no vainglory. It's about getting this truth out.
Right.
I'm not about no vainglory. I'm about exposing the truth to the Most High, loving the Most High, and being a humble servant. That's my job. But when it comes to this truth, I'm going to go on fire for this thing, man. All right? Because we are the people of the Most High. Ain't nobody going to deter or stop that.
Right.
Okay? I don't care who puts the truth out. As long as it gets out, I'll support that person, man.
Right.
Ain't about no vainglory because I've been out there. We've been out there for we've been out on the streets for 30 years teaching. That don't mean nothing. We're going to get our reward. Every man's going to get his reward by the Most High. Okay? You just have to maintain to the end. All right, let's go.
Reading out the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, from the top. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea.
So who was this? This is Moses and the children of Israel when we came out of Egypt. Continue.
As the Most High spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days.
So we compassed Mount Seir, which was the land of where the Edomites were living in. Which is south of Israel, okay? In that rugged desert region, a range of mountains known as Seir, okay? And the word Seir means what? It means hairy. Seir means hairy, representing Esau. Continue.
Verse 2. And the Most High spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward.
So Moses had us trekking through the wilderness. Now Moses was what? A general, a tactician, and he knew the terrain of the land. He knew all the terrains of the land. So the Most High said, Moses, you keep them trekking through that wilderness and the different areas of the land. How did Moses know this? Because when he was exiled from Egypt, he fled into the land of Midian and he became a shepherd. When you're a shepherd, you have to know the terrain of your land to feed your pastures, to feed your flocks of sheep,
right,
to know where the best pasture is.
Right.
So Moses became familiar with the terrain of the land. And who did the Most High use for that? Moses specifically.
Right.
Continue. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau.
So the Most High said, command him to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau. Which means wasted away. Esau means in the Hebrew, wasted away. What was wasted away? His natural pigment. Okay? Esau doesn't mean red, but Edom means red. Seir, S-E-I-R, means hairy. He was hairy. Continue.
And they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. Verse 5. Meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land. No, not so much as a footbreadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession.
See, the Most High said, I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. That was their possession. the Most High gave every nation of people a land and a possession. Continue.
Verse 6. Ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. Verse 7. For the Most High thy power had blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness. These 40 years, the Most High thy power.
For 40 years, the Most High knew, because he did it to us for our disobedience. For 40 years, we wandered through the wilderness, going east, west, north, south, back up, down, sideways, back. Most High said, you're going to wander in this baby for 40 years. You want to play against me? You want to play me? Okay, I'll show you who's the power. And the Most High had us wandering round and round and up and back and down in the wilderness for 40 years. The Most High know how to get back at you, boy. Okay, go ahead.
These 40 years, the Most High thy power had been here with thee.
See, the Most High been there with us for those 40 years in the wilderness. Go ahead.
Thou hast lacked nothing.
The Most High said we didn't lack nothing. Nothing. We had water, we had food, we had bread. Okay, we didn't lack nothing. The shoes on our feet did not even wear down. Okay? Nowadays, when you buy a pair of shoes, how long it lasts on your feet? Maybe what, 6 months to 8 months? A year? You have to buy another one. But for 40 years, we had the same shoe. Check that out. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 8. And when we passed by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir.
Which dwelt in Seir. So
Seir,
Esau
okay.
dwelt in Seir. Okay, go ahead.
Through the way of the plain from Elath and from Ezion Geber, we turned and passed the way of the wilderness of Moab. And the Most High said unto me, distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle.
All right. Now, when we was coming in One West, we've been taught that the Moabites are Chinese. Okay? And we taught the Ammonites were the Japanese. How the hell Chinese and Japanese going to be in Israel? All right? How the hell Chinese going to be of Abraham descent? Okay? That's another subject too. I'm going to bring that out too, because we were taught that Moab and Ammon are Chinese and Japanese. We've been taught it was Nebuchadnezzar that pushed them to the far east. That's what we've been taught when we came from One West, that Nebuchadnezzar pushed Moab and Ammon to the far east. But during the time of Judas Maccabees was still fighting against Moab and Ammon. So when did Nebuchadnezzar push them to the far east? That's another subject. We're going to delve into that too. Okay, continue.
Neither contend with them in battle, for I will not give thee of their land for a possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for a possession.
Now, before the Moabites was living in that area of the land, who was living in that land? Africans, the Canaanites. The Africans or the Canaanites was predominantly the largest family of nations that was dwelling all throughout the area of the east before they went down into Africa. Babylon, Iraq, Jordan, Israel, all those areas all throughout the Middle East, even parts of Europe. Africans was living in those areas. The Horites, the Hittites. Okay? They were all up in those areas in parts of Europe. Okay, up in Turkey. Continue.
Verse 10. The Emmons dwelt therein in times past.
Who dwelt there?
The Emmons dwelt there.
These were Africans that was dwelling in that land before the Moabites repossessed them. Continue.
The Emmons dwelt therein in times past, a people great and many and tall as the Anakims.
They were tall. Okay? The tallest people on the earth are known as what? The Africans. You have a group of them live in Africa still. Okay? And these were tall people. Continue.
Verse 11. Which also were accounted giants.
They were accounted as giants because they were tall. Continue.
as the Anakims, but the Moabites call them Emmons.
Continue.
The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time.
Stop right there. Now it says the Horims dwelt in Seir aforetime. Africans were dwelling in Mount Seir before Esau took Mount Seir for his possession. Read that verse again, the 12th verse.
Verse 12. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them.
But the children of what did what?
But the children of Esau succeeded them.
But the children of Esau succeeded them, just like they did to the children of Japheth. Okay? The people of Japheth were repossessed and moved to where? The different parts of the Pacific Islands. Okay? We were also taught in One West that Japheth means the beautiful people. Japheth doesn't mean the beautiful people. Okay? And some of GMS and them were still teaching that. But we knew that before. We found out. Japheth doesn't mean the beautiful people. Yapaf. It doesn't mean that. Japheth means to be enlarged. They will become the largest families in the earth today. Okay? And Japheth was repossessed and moved out into the Pacific Islands. Okay? The Philippines, the Fiji, Samoa, New Zealand, Indonesia, Java. All those people out there in those islands are the Japhetic people. The people in Australia, New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu. These are the children of Japheth, which were all black people. The sons of Japheth were not white people. Okay? Because the Medes look just like the Persians. And the Medes also are one of the family to Javan. So how could Javan be white and the Medes be looking like the so-called Persians? The Medes and Persians were close together when they ruled their empire. It was known as the Medo-Persian Empire. Look on the push. Pull up a picture of one of the Medes for me. I'll show you. A picture of one of the Medes. All right? Japheth was not white. That's another lie that Esau put out there to justify himself. All the sons of Noah were black. Shem, Ham, and Japheth were all black. That's right. Okay? But Japheth took the north part. Shem took the middle area, and Ham took the southern part. But Ham was in all the areas, like I said before, in Turkey. They were in Spain. They was up in Israel, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Israel. Okay? You pulled it up, a picture of a Medes.
Good.
All right? The Medes look just like the Persians.
Good.
But I had a better picture where they're showing a Medes. When you say, I could swear it was a Persian. They look alike, similar. That's why it was called the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay? So the Medes were not white people. The Medes were all Japhetic people. Now, let's go back here to Deuteronomy, the second chapter. So read that verse again.
Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 12. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them.
See? So what Esau did, he destroyed them, he succeeded them, and he took over their land, and he took over their names. Just like the word Amalekites. The Amalekites were Africans, and Esau took over that name when he took over their land. And we're going to go into that. So finish reading that verse again. Start from the 12th verse again.
Deuteronomy 2 and 12. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their stead, as Israel did unto the land of his possession, which the Most High gave unto them.
Just like we possessed the Canaanites in the land, that's the same thing Esau did. Now, let's go into Amalek. Amalek is the so-called Jew today that's ruling this earth, whether they're Orthodox, unorthodox, they're all the same people. And the ones that you don't see wearing the Barbie doll curls on the hat, just wear the skull cap, those are the main ones that's calling the shop. These Khazarians, they're all Edomites, known as Amalek. Okay, Esau also had another grandson named Zepho. One of his grandsons was Zepho, and he had another grandson called Amalek. This one became the chief ruler, and that's who these so-called Jews are, the Amalekites. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. But before we go to 1 Samuel, let's go to the book of Exodus, the 17th chapter. No, let's first go to Genesis 36. Let's go to Genesis 36. Genesis 36. Because we want to lay down a foundation here to show you who these imposters are. Who these bandits are. These fraudulents, these frauds. Okay? Genesis 36. Start from the first verse.
Reading out the book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.
Esau, who is Edom. And remember what he did. To hide, to camouflage everything that he has done, he intermarried into the different nations to cover his track. Just like the serpent he is. Continue.
Verse 2. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elam, the Hittite.
Who are the Hittites, class?
Africans.
Africans. So he took wives from the Africans. Okay? Continue.
And Aholibama, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon, the Hivite.
All right. So you see why some of the so-called Jews have pigment, right? Have like a little dark complexion because of their intermarrying and mixing with the other dark nations. Continue.
And Bashemat, the Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajah.
So who did Esau marry into again now?
The Arabs.
The Arabs, the children of Ishmael. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 4. And Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemat bare Ruel, and Abolama bare Joseph, and Jalan, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which was born unto him in the land of Canaan.
See, these were the sons that were born unto him in the land of Canaan. The land of Canaan is Israel today. Continue.
Verse 6. And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the possessions of his house and his cattle and all his beasts and all his substance which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob.
Okay, so after he left the land of Canaan, because he was born in the land of Canaan, and he left, now he's going into his land, which is Mount Seir. Continue.
Verse 7. For their riches were more than they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle.
So Esau had plenty cattle, plenty livestock. Jacob had plenty cattle and livestock. So they were rich in livestock with cattle, sheep, goats. Continue.
Verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
See, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Okay, continue reading on.
Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
See, the Most High is running down the history here. The Most High got the pedigree and the record here. Continue.
Verse 10. These are the names of Esau's son. Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau. Ruel, the son of Bashemat, the wife of Esau. And the son of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho.
See, hear that word? Zepho. This is one of Esau's grandson, Zepho. Now Zepho and Amalek, but mainly Zepho. Zepho was one of the grandson that went up into the land of Japhet. Okay, and the children of Japhet made him a king and a ruler over them, and they became one nation, which was known as the Edomites. Okay, and this is the family where these Khazars came from. Okay, the Khazars and the Amalekites. Okay, continue reading on.
And Gatam and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek.
Amalek. This is the chief one. This guy here. This one is going to be notorious all throughout history up until this present day. These are the one that's giving Kyrie Irving a hard time. Well, you have to sit down with the ADL. You have to sit down with the Jewish people. These are the one that's hijacking and giving Kyrie Irving a hard way to go. These are the ones that's running America. The Federal Reserve, AIPAC. Okay? These are the ones that's allowing Zelensky to get all that money from Biden.
Right.
Okay? Zelensky got billions. Because who is Zelensky?
AMALEK.
Amalek.
Right.
Okay? Continue.
These were the sons of Adar, Esau's wife.
Okay. Now, Amalek. And now all these families became what? Dukes. Where do you hear the dukes from in history?
England.
From England, from Europe. Dukes only pertain to the Edomites. Okay? Esau didn't just stay in Mount Seir. Esau went off and took over this whole entire earth. Okay? That's what we're going to do in the future. We're going to take over and rule this entire earth. And that's what Esau is doing now. He is ruling the entire earth. Why? Because it's based upon what? What was the two main struggle about between Esau and Jacob?
Birthright.
The birthright. Who's going to be the initial heirs and ruler of this planet Earth? That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. The bloodline, the covenant, and who's going to be the initial rulers of this earth. But remember the Most High said in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's what John 3:16, when you read John 3:16, is that for God so loved the world? What word was it talking about? We're talking about the world of Israel. It wasn't talking about the whole world. So that's what Scripture said, for Esau is the end of the world. When he goes down, that's the end of his world. That's the mystery. That's what this fight is all about. About the birthright, the covenant, and a bloodline. Okay, that's what it boils down to. The two main factors in this whole thing is Esau and Jacob. Every time you're looking around, it's between us, the so-called white man, or the so-called Jew. Okay? So now we see now that, well, when you get a chance, you can read the whole chapter, and it's going to tell you all the list of the dukes that came out from Esau. And all these dukes eventually will move up into Europe and took over Europe. All right? But now we're going to show you now that Amalek. So read that 12th verse again. Read that 12th verse again.
Genesis chapter 36, verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adar, Esau's wife.
Okay, now let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. No. Let's go to Exodus, the 17th chapter. Exodus, the 17th chapter. Exodus 17. Let's start from the 5th verse.
Read not the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 5. And the Most High said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thy hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink.
So that's what Moses did. He smote the rock, and water came up from the rock to give us water. But when Moses did it, because Israel made Moses so angry, he did it like, without giving credit to the Most High. And Israel will do that to you, man. Israel will provoke you, man. Okay? Go ahead.
And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Most High, saying, Is the Most High among us or not?
And that's what Israel did too. Is the Most High with us or not? Where is he? Did he leave us? That's us, man. That's us the people, man.
Right.
Where is God when you need him, man?
Right.
Where is he? Why he allow my child to die? He's a God? Why he allow that? That's we'll do that for you, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 8. Then came Amalek.
Ooh, here he come. That little sneaky little dirty bastard. Then came Amalek. That little dirty rascal. Okay, go ahead.
Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek.
He said, fight with Amalek. Okay, go ahead.
Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of Yahweh in mine hand.
So this fight been going on for a long time. And it's still going on now. But it's going to come to an end very soon. Okay? We're seeing the making of it now. Continue.
Verse 10. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed.
So anybody could tell me what's going on here? What was happening? We could give an example or explanation of what was going on here.
For warring, and Moses was on a hill and heavy, so Joshua and other person had to hold his hands up so they can prevail in the fight.
Right. So what the brother was saying, Moses and Aaron was up on the rock on the hill, and Moses held up his hand with the staff. So Aaron and Joshua had to hold up his hand to support his hand. So while his hand was up with the staff, up like this, holding it up, Israel was kicking butts. We were prevailing. But remember, they was there for hours. Yes, Yashai.
And I was going to say that also shows as an example what your leader.
Support your leaders, right. That was the support. Now, they wasn't just there for 10, 15 minutes now. They was there for the whole day until the going down of the sun. That's long hours. You hold your hand up like this for a staff for 5 minutes and see what happened. And that wasn't a light staff. Okay? You hold a staff over your head like this for 5 minutes and see what happened. Your hands are going to start to do like this. Dun, 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 dun. Because it's going to get heavy. The weight. Okay? It's going to bring your hand down. So they had to hold his hand up to keep that support so Israel could kick butts. All right, let's finish reading it.
And go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of Yahweh in my hand. Verse 10. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed.
Right. So it's a spiritual and a physical thing, man. Okay, continue.
Verse 12. But Moses' hands were heavy.
His hands were heavy. He couldn't hold it up no more. It got heavy holding that thing up like this here, man. Because you up against what?
Gravity.
Up against gravity. So naturally, you're going to pull your hand down. You can't hold it up that long forever. Your hands going to get tired. Go ahead.
And they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon.
So he sat down after a while like, damn, I'm tired now. This is hours out there now fighting, man. Okay, go ahead.
And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on this one side and the other on the other side.
So each of them were on each side holding up his hand to keep his hand up so they could win this battle, man. Because remember, all nations back in the past weren't pushed over, man. Nations in the past were warriors, man. Even Esau too. Okay? The Canaanites were warriors too, man. Don't sleep. All nations fought dreadful and some decisive battles, man. Okay? Bloody battles. Continue.
And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun.
See? Until the going down of the sun. Okay? So that's like around 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the afternoon. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 15 and 13 Slaka. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Most High said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in the book.
So the Most High told Moses, he said, Moses, write this thing in a book for a memorial so it could be remembered. Go ahead.
And rehearse it in the ears of Joshua.
And rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. Go ahead.
For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
You hear that? You hear that? The Most High said, I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
Right.
And that's the day that we're coming up to. And you know what? That little boy over there in Europe, he started something, but the Most High is going to finish it.
Right.
Okay? That little short boy over there started something, but the Most High is going to finish it. Read that little verse again.
Verse 14. And the Most High said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
So that's why they say anti-Semitic, so that you won't go and research who they are. Because they know who they are. And once you find out who they are, you're going to bring up and say, you know what? You are the enemies of the Most High. So they put things in motion, anti-Semitic legislation and laws to protect them from people exposing their dirty little secret. Okay? So that's why they use the term anti-Semitic, to shut you up so that you won't speak out. And when they don't shut you up, then what else do they do after that when they can't shut you up? They blackball you. Okay? They cut you off financially where you can't make a living. You can't survive. Continue.
Verse 15. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh-Nissi. For he said, because the Most High had sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
From generation to generation. All throughout our history in the book of Esther. Who do you think Haman was? That's right. Haman was a Amalekite. Okay? His seed was always in the midst of our kingdom. Okay? Who do you think Herod was? Okay? They were always there in the midst. Okay? And who you think formed the NAACP? Why did he form that? To be in charge and to be a spy, to spy and to watch you. Infiltrate it and set up boule leaders. Okay? They're there to spy and watch you to see if you're going to come out against them and speak against them. Yes, Yasharahla. Yeah. Right. But the NAACP was set up for the advancement of black people. But they were the ones that financed and supported it so they could monitor and spy on you. In Martin Luther King, in his movement that he had, what was the name of the guy that was in the midst of them writing his speech.
Rustin?
Yep. A so-called Jew. Call his name again, Yeshaya.
Rustin?
Bayard Rustin. They had a lot of infiltrators in there to monitor King and his movement to report back to the FBI and the CIA. That's all they were. The ADL is a British intelligence movement set up by them to monitor and watch anybody that's trying to come against them for their actions. Okay? So they set up things in motion to protect them from people investigating and exposing who they are and their treachery. All right? Now from there, from Exodus, go to the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, the 25th chapter.
17.
Deuteronomy 25, and you're going to start from the 17th verse.
Read not the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, verse 17. And it reads, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way.
See, the most, as he's reminding us again, remember what Amalek, what these so-called, what they did to you, what these impostors did to you. Go ahead.
When ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee.
See? So he snuck up on us. He took the weakest link of us and attacked us. He ambushed us.
Elderly.
Okay, go ahead.
Even all that were even all that were feeble behind thee.
So the feeble ones he ambushed. Coward. Okay, go ahead.
When thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High.
They don't fear the Most High. They put more trust in the Talmud than they did the Torah.
Right, right.
Continue.
Verse 19. Therefore it shall be, when the Most High thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee, for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
You hear that?
Blot it out.
The Most High, you should blot out the remembrance of Amalek. The Most High said, blot them out.
All praises.
Wipe them out.
Right.
Continue.
That thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it.
The Most High said, don't forget this, man. But we tend to forget everything. Oh, I don't have no enemies. Well, why can't we just all get along? Remember Rodney King when they whipped his behind? They beat him merciless, man. Those cops was going in on him. Then Ozzy Gub said, can we just get along? Can we all just get along? You see why the Most High had to put these things here for us, man? All right, there's more to it? Okay, that's it.
That's the end of it.
Now, let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. And then we bring up to the main theme of everything. All right, 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter.
From the top.
First Samuel 15 and 1.
Read not the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Most High sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Most High. Verse 2. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel.
See? So see what Samuel is saying now to Saul? See? The Most High said he remembered what Amalek did to Israel. Now this is like what? Hundreds of years after we came out from Egypt. They were still around. So the Most High is telling Samuel, look, Samuel, go talk to Saul and tell Saul, I remember I anointed you king over Israel. And I remembered what Amalek did to you. Continue.
how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Some brothers said, no, this wasn't talking about Esau Amalek. This was talking about the Africans Amalek. No, it was not. This is talking about Amalek, that so-called imposter Jew. That's who it's talking about. Continue.
Now go and smite Amalek.
So the Most High told Saul, now go and smite Amalek. Go ahead.
And utterly destroy all that they have.
So the Most High said, and utterly destroy all that he have. So I guess now they're going to take the book off. They're going to ban the book, the Bibles now, when this comes out. When Israel starts to push this more now, they're going to say, no, get rid of the Bible. It's not true. Ban it. Because it's exposing the dirty little secret. Like I said, all lies have an expiration date. Okay, everything has a shelf life, even lies. Okay, go ahead.
And spare them not.
And the Most High said, don't spare nothing. Go ahead.
But slay both man and woman.
Ooh, the Most High said, slay both man and woman. The Most High said, kill it. Go ahead.
Infant and suckling.
See, the Most High said, you think the Most High is joke? The Most High said, infant and suckling. What's the difference between an infant and a suckling?
Like a 3-year-old and a baby.
Right. A suckling is the one that's sucking the mommy's titties, getting that milk. The Most High said, kill it. I don't care. The Most High said, kill it. All right? Because the Most High said, if you don't kill it, that little baby is going to grow up to be a big sucker and come and get revenge. Okay? Little babies grow up to be big men. And they don't forget. You ever see a Chinese martial arts? When he was there, he's a young boy, and he saw so you're Wang Xing, huh? So you think you know Kung Fu. And he killed his family, and he happened to see it. He killed my daddy. And then what's his favorite saying? I will get revenge for my family. Little Chinese, when you see it, and he said, I will get revenge, because a little boy, if he sees that, later on in his life, he's going to remember what you did to his family, and he's going to get revenge.
Famous hand like Shaka Zulu. Never leave your enemy behind. Or
Right.
rise up and
That's right. And they all know that. You got to destroy your enemies. Whether it's a little one, girls, boys, babies, you have to wipe them out. Because they're going to remember what you did. And they're going to get revenge. Okay? So that's what the Most High told him. The Most High could get cruel and vicious. Was the Most High wrong in this? Was the Most High justified? Yes. You might say, oh my God, what kind of God is that? I don't want to serve him, man. Why not? The Most High made him. He created the life. The Most High is issuing out the justice. All right, go ahead.
Ox and sheep.
The Most High said, kill the ox, the sheep, kill everything. Go ahead.
Camel and ass.
The Most High said, kill the camel and the ass. Most High said, kill everything, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 4. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen, 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley.
Okay, so he laid wait in the valley. He was waiting for them. He set up an ambushment, military tactics, how to take the city. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And Saul said unto the Kenites.
Who are the Kenites now? Africans. Okay, go Hamites. Go ahead.
Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites.
He said, get away from the Amalekites. Move, get away from Amalek. Okay, so you won't get some of what I got coming for their behinds. Leave now. Get out. Go ahead.
Lest I destroy you with them.
He said, you see, so he said, lest I destroy you with them. Go ahead.
For ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites.
So they departed. They said, hell no, I don't want none of this, man. I don't want none of that smoke. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest up to Shur.
Now, Havilah represents the area of Arabia, because Mount Seir borders Arabia too. Okay? Continue.
That is over against Egypt.
Over against Egypt. And Edom, the land of Edom, is not far from Egypt neither. Okay? So these were all the geographical area where Edom was. Okay? And remember, nations were in abundance, man. The Amalekites were in abundance, man. It wasn't just hundreds of them. It was thousands upon thousands of them. Okay? Nations multiplied rapidly back in the ancient time. Not like today. Okay? Nations multiplied rapidly back then. Continue.
Verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive.
Remember that name Agag. That's another of Esau's family line, Agag. When you read the book of Esther, his name comes up. The Hamadotite Agagite. These are all the family line. Go ahead.
And utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. Verse 9. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good.
So Saul saved these because he listened to the people. But the Most High, Samuel gave the order to Samuel gave the order to Saul what to do, and he didn't do it. Okay, go ahead.
And would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly. Verse 10. Then came the word of the Most High unto Samuel, saying, It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king. For he is turned back from following me, and has not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Most High all night. Verse 12. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul come to Carmel, and behold, he set up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Most High. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
Why he lying like that? Why he saying that? No, you didn't. I performed the will of the Most High. No, he didn't. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears?
So you know what he's saying? Samuel said, listen, what I'm hearing the sheep saying? I'm hearing the sheep going, I hear the sheep bleating over there. What's going on, Saul? Go ahead.
And the lowing of the oxen which I hear.
He said, I hear the cow. They go, So Samuel said, what's going on, Saul? I hear all the animals over there making noise. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Most High thy power.
The Most High said he didn't want no sheep to sacrifice. The Most High didn't tell you that. So he listened to the people. The people persuaded him. Go ahead.
And the rest we have utterly destroyed. And Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Most High had said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on.
So Samuel said, you know what? Let me tell you something what the Most High has to tell me to tell you now. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 17. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Most High anointed thee king over Israel?
That's one thing. The Most High always goes back to your past, your track record. The Most High always remember you. Listen, remember when you was a little boy, you were such and such and such? So Saul is running back to him. Remember, man, you were the top boy of your family, man. You became the main man. Go ahead.
And the Most High sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners of Amalekites and fight against them until they be consumed.
So that's what the Most High gave him that job to do. Go ahead.
Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Most High, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Most High? And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Most High, and have gone the way which the Most High sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
So he said, yeah, I destroyed the Amalekites, but I saved Agag. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 21. But the people took of the spoils sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed.
Okay, so we're not going to read this whole thing because I want to, but jump down here to the 32nd verse.
Verse 32. Then said Samuel, Bring he hither to me Agag the king of the Amalekites.
See, Agag was the king of the Amalekites. Okay? Remember, Esau had many kings amongst his different tribes and family members. Okay? Dukes. Okay? He had kings and different rulers. All right? Continue.
And Agag came unto him delicately.
So he came to him, we're saying, oh yeah, what you want, Samuel? Like everything is all right. Coming boasting like, oh yeah, I'm here now. But little did he know, someone had a surprise for him. Go ahead.
Surely the bitterness of death is past. And Samuel says, As thy sword had made woman children, so shall thy mother.
As thy sword has made woman childless.
Oh, Silake. As thy sword has made woman childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal.
See what Samuel did? Samuel pulled out his sword and hacked him to pieces. A prophet? Yeah, baby. A prophet, man. Okay, go ahead.
Then Samuel went to Ramah, and Saul went up to his house to Gibeah of Saul. And Samuel came no more to see Saul until the day of his death. Nevertheless, Samuel mourned for Saul, and the Most High repented that he had made Saul king over Israel.
All right. So now, Hagar still had descendants. Right. Okay? That wasn't the end of Amalek. He still had descendants. All right? Now, from there, let's go to the book of Esther. Let's go to the book of Esther. Actually, it's Esther in the Apocrypha. But it's also in... let's go to Esther, the 9th chapter. I want to show you something here, too. There's a couple of scriptures that shows you the family of Agag. Start from Esther, the 9th chapter, and the 10th verse. But go over here. I'm going to show you in the 8th chapter. Go to the 8th chapter. For time's sake, okay, read Esther 8 and 5. Yeah, Esther 8 and 5.
Reading out the book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 5.
Read 3. Read the 3rd verse. Yeah.
Esther, chapter 8, verse 3. And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and besought him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite.
You see that? Haman the Agagite is the same as Agag we read in the book of Samuel. Okay? Just like a person that Israel, you say Israelite, an Ishmaelite, a Benjamite, a Judite. This was Agagite, a family member of Agag. All right? Go ahead.
And his device that he had devised against the Jews.
Okay, go ahead. Read on.
Then the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king. Verse 5, and said, If it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the thing seen right before the king, and I be pleasing in his eyes, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews which are in all the king's provinces.
So this is another Amalekite in the kingdom of the Persian Empire that was there to destroy us in the time of Esther, plotting against us. All right? They were always in the midst to destroy us. Okay? Secret, diabolical enemies. Okay? Just like it's the book, The Secret Relation Between Jews and Blacks. That book exposed a lot. Now, we could jump over to the 9th chapter and start from the 10th verse.
Read not the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 10. The 10 sons of Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews, slew they, but on the spoil laid they not their hand.
Okay, now jump to the 24th verse.
Verse 24. Because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite.
So he's showing you, the Most High is showing you, because that Haman, the son of the Hammedatha, the Agagite, go ahead.
The enemy of all the Jews.
The enemy of all Israel, go ahead.
Had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast pur, that is the lot, to consume them and to destroy them.
Okay, now go to Esther in the Apocrypha now. Right? Esther, let's go to Esther, the 12th chapter. In the Apocrypha Esther.
It's too small for me. I got it.
See what I told you, Esther 12?
Mm-hmm.
Esther 12 and 6.
Read not the book, edition of Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 6.
Hold up a minute. Let me correct something. I made a mistake. When I say I said Bayard Rustin, let me correct myself. It was not Bayard Rustin. It was his speechwriter was a so-called Jew. Bayard Rustin was the Jake that was in him, a sodomite. But he had an Edomite, a so-called Jew that was his speechwriter, that was always there. He wrote all of King's speech. Let me correct myself on that. Bayard Rustin, all right, was not the so-called Jew. He was a Jake, but he was a sodomite, right? But he had a so-called Jew that was always there. He was his speechwriter. I forgot his name, but probably could pull it up and look up Martin Luther King's speechwriter. He was a so-called Jew. All right? So let me correct myself on that. Correct that mistake. If they went out there wrong, let me correct that so people won't get the wrong information about that. All right?
Levinson.
That's him, yeah. Hear the name? Levinson. Anytime you hear that name, you know who they are. All right? And he was King's main speechwriter that wrote all his speech. And guess what? And share how spiritual we are as a people. Right? Before Martin Luther King, before he made that last speech over at that church up in Harlem, that speech he made, that last speech, he came out from his true spirit. He didn't write what was given to him. He came from his true spirit. And he said, all men would love to live a life of longevity. He said, I've made it to the mountaintop. All right? And he said, you will get there as a people to the promised land. Right? From then, he came from his true spirit. And you could see when he said that, that came directly from his true spirit. That wasn't what his speech writer. He probably said, to hell with that. I know I'm going to die today. And right after that, the day after, they killed him. Okay? Okay, so let's go to the book of Esther in the Apocrypha, the 12th chapter and the 6th verse.
Read out of the book of Esther, additions to Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 6. Howbeit a man, the son of Amadatha the Agagite, who was in great honor with the king, sought to molest Mordecai and his people because of the 2 eunuchs of the king.
Right. So you see this Haman, the son of Amadatha the Agagite. This was a Edomite from the family line of Amalek. Now from there now, go to Esther, the 16th chapter. Esther, the 16th chapter, and start from the 10th verse.
Read out the additions of Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 16, verse 10. For a man, a Macedonian.
Okay, stop right there now. Now, why did it change here now, say a Macedonian now?
Trying to hide that he's a guy.
But it's still showing they're the same people. Because the Macedonians were Edomites. Okay? During the time of Zepho, like I said, when you read the book of Jasher, during the time of Zepho, the grandson, he went up there. And the children of Japhet allow him to become rulers over them, and they intermarry into them. Philip of Macedonia, all of them were Edomites that came up from that region. Macedonia, they took over the true Greeks, the sons of Javan. Okay? The true Greeks were not known as Macedonians. But they took over the name Macedonians because they were Edomites. So read that verse again now. So he's showing you, he said he was a Macedonian because they're all Edomites. Okay? Read that verse again.
Addition to Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 16, verse 10. For a man, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood.
He was not known to the Persians. He was a stranger. That's why when you read in, when you go to Maccabees 1, it tells you what? Philip of Macedonia, son of Philip. They were the first to take over and rule because what he was in place to do what? As a forerunner to infiltrate the Persian Empire, to pave the way for the Greeks, for Alexander and his rulers. So he was an infiltrator, a spy. Okay, read that verse again.
Addition to Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 16, verse 10. For a man, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, had so far forth obtained the favor that we show towards every nation, as that he was called our father and was continually honored of all men as the next person unto the king.
So he was right there next in line to the king. All right, go ahead.
But he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life.
But being that the low lives that they are, the vultures, the vampires, the vermins, all right, go ahead.
Verse 13, having by manifold and cunning deceit.
Same way they are today, cunning deceits. Go ahead.
Sought of us the destruction as well as of Mordecai, who saved our life and continually procured our good, as also of blameless Esther, particular of our kingdom and partaker of our kingdom and their whole nation.
Mm-hmm.
For by those means he taught, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom to the Persians, to the Macedonians.
Read that again.
For by those means he taught, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians.
So what does that mean when he says to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians. What does that mean? Right. He was there as an infiltrator to pave the way for the Greeks. Because who came after the Persians? The Greeks. So he was paving the way for the Greeks to come in to rule. So he was serving there as an infiltrator to spy out the whole thing. That's what all nations do. You send spies up before you take over a nation. Okay? So he was in there as an infiltrator and a spy for the Macedonians to take over the kingdom from the Persians. All right? So they were all Edomites. All right? So, yes. Right. Mm-hmm.
So he said he wasn't going to be an Edomite.
All right. Continue reading on.
But, verse 15, but we find that the Jews whom this wicked wretch had delivered to utter destructions are no evildoers, but live by most just laws, and that they be children of the Most High and most mighty living power, who has ordered the kingdom both unto us and to our
progenitors.
To us and our progenitors in the most excellent manner. Wherefore ye shall do well not to put in execution the letters sent unto you by Aman the son of Amadatha.
All right, that's it. Now, so now what we're bringing up to now to show you, right, that all of them, the so-called Jews in the land, all over the place, they're actually all Edomites. Now we're going to further prove that. See this book here? Who is Edom by Charles Wiseman. I know they're going to probably take this down, boy. Oh my goodness. Who is Edom by Charles Wiseman. All right, the camera got it, right? Go get this book. You Israelites out there too. Go get this book that's talking about the so-called Jewish Ashkenazi. Go get this book here. Go get the book and read it so you can learn something. They're a bunch of liars. All right? So now we're going to go to page 9 now. Now we're going to read something here. It's on page 8. That's what it says. The land was not the kingdom of Judah, but the nation of the Jews, Judeans. Historically, the Edomites became known as Jews, a term derived from Judea, which was derived from the name Judah. All right? Being the royal line of Israel, though they were never of Judah or Israel. Let's further read on. During Titus' siege of Jerusalem, 66 to 70 AD, 20,000 Idumeans or Edomites appeared before Jerusalem to fight in behalf of the Zealots, who were besieged in the temple. About 97,000 inhabitants of Judea were taken captive, and an unknown number had fled either before or during the siege. This is the last mention of the Edomites as a people in history, according to them. They try to hide that history now.
Right.
Yet, Bible prophecy indicates that Edom would be an enemy of Israel in latter times, and they still are today. We find that their only connection to a present-day people and religion is with Jews and Judaism. We thus need to trace back the origin of the Jews to see who they are and how they fit into the puzzle of who is Esau, Edom. Now let's get into it now. The origins of the Jews. The Jews of today fall within two major types: the Sephardic Jew and the Ashkenazi Jew. That's the term they use today, Ashkenazi. And a lot of Israelites saying they're Ashkenazis. Okay? Now you have the Sephardic Jew, which is supposed to be from Spain, and the Ashkenazi supposed to be from Europe, Poland, Germany, and those areas. The Sephardim are also known as Spanish Jews and constitute about 5% of the Jews in the world. The Ashkenazim are the East European Jews, which were found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. This group of Jews make up 90% of the so-called Jews in the world. Now let's get into it now. Many reference and historical sources have unequivocally identified the bulk of the Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as the Khazars or Khazars. In some texts, the original Jewish encyclopedia of 1905 revealed that the main stock of the Jews came from this Asiatic people known as Khazars or Khazars. Khazars, a people of Turkish origin whose life and history are interwoven with the very beginnings of the history of the Jews of Russia. Historically, evidence points to the region of the Urals as the home of the Khazars. The Khazars were a nomadic people who had no traces of Hebraic culture. They had been following a pagan and sex-oriented religion until they had officially embraced Judaism in 740 AD. All right? But let me get down here to the nitty part of it. All right? And it tells you here about the Jewish author and historian Arthur Koestler also concludes that the majority of Eastern European Jews, and hence of world Jewry, is of Khazar and not of Shemitic origin. In the beginning of his book, he states, but what they did here, they hijacked the people of Japhet and took on their identity. That's what they did. Okay? If so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but from the Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus. And that genetically, they are more closely related to the Hun, the Ulgar, and the Magyar tribes that then on the Magyar tribes than to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? So this is what Arthur Koestler wrote. Koestler then devotes the remainder of his 255-page book to prove his premise. For instance, a record of a letter by a Khazar king shows that he traced his people to Noah's son Japhet. No, he did not, because they didn't come from Japhet. That's a lie that they inserted.
Right.
That's a false narrative. Okay? Not Shem. And to Japhet's grandson, Togarmah, the ancestor of all Turkish tribes. No, they did not. They hijacked that. Okay? But oracally, it's going to tell you right here. Okay, this is a part here. The best historical evidence, therefore, shows that the Jews are not descended directly from the Israelites of the Bible, but derive much of their ancestry from the Khazars, other people of Turkish Asiatic blood. The Khazar are also of Edomite stock. Okay? The Khazar are also of Edomite stock, and both stocks make up present-day Jews. Okay? That's who they are. According to the Jewish Encyclopedia, the original stock of the Khazars came from the land of Edom. They're Edomites. That's who they are. All right? Case closed. That's it. All right. So that's who they are. The Khazars are Edomites. Okay? So this book right here, who are the Edomites? Yes. Yes, Yashai.
Could I add something to that?
Yes.
The conversation I had with Christ 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the question, who are the descendants of Esau today?
Mm-hmm.
It said, some Edomites exist today. Some Edomites live in Jordan, but also in Israel, where they fought the Six-Day War in 1967.
Mm-hmm.
Some Edomites live in Egypt and Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm. They
Those
do.
are the three main Edomite groups that live in the area. However, in today's world, there are many mixed groups from when Israel conquered the Edomite kingdom and brought many Edomite families to Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Admitted the Six-Day War was an Edomite group.
Right. Because remember, during the time of the Maccabees coming to the end of their kingdom, John Hyrcanus converted a lot of them to be Jews and circumcised them. And they took over and infiltrated that, man. That's why Herod was able to become governor. Yes.
That happened also in the book of Esther as well.
In the book of Esther. So they always infiltrated us. Okay? And Hyrcanus made a very dear mistake when he circumcised and made them become Jews. And from that day on. Now let's go to the Bible now. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34. But let's go to Psalms 83 first. Psalms 83rd chapter. Psalms 83, and we're going to start from the top. Read the first verse.
Reading out the book of Psalms chapter 83. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh.
Okay, so this was David, was praying to the Most High because he foreseen all these things. And he was asking the Most High, don't hold your peace, man. Okay? And don't be silent, man, because of your enemies. You have many enemies. The Most High has plenty enemies. And David is going to name the chief of the Most High's enemies. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So he said, lo, thy enemies make a tumult. They're making a grievous noise in the earth, man. They're raging. Continue.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate the Most High have exalted themselves in the earth. And that's what they did. They exalted themselves in the earth to be the people of the Most High. Hold that real quick and go to Daniel 11:14. Daniel 11:14. And then also after that, get Job 12:6.
Reading out the book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 14. And it reads, and in those times there shall many stand up against the king of the south. Mm-hmm. Also the robbers of the people.
Read the robbers of thy people.
Also the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves to establish division.
And when was this done? 1948. That's what they did in 1948. To establish themselves in the land as being the Jewish people. So the Bible does say they will do it, but not as a people of the Most High. But what? But robbers of thy people. Because that's what they are, robbers. So they established that vision in 1948. Continue this motor.
But they shall fall.
But they're going to fall. They're going to fall. The Most High is going to destroy them. Now go to Job 12:6.
Reading out the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 6. The tabernacles of robbers prosper.
See, the tabernacles of robbers prosper. Are they prospering? Hell yeah. They're filthy rich. They own the Federal Reserve. They run America. They got all the resources. They own the media. Continue.
And they that provoke Yahweh are secure.
Are they secure? Hell yeah. They got the most protection you could find. Okay? They put laws in place to protect them. Okay? And they that provoke the Most are secure. Go ahead.
into whose hand Yahweh bringeth abundantly.
And they have abundance of all the riches of the earth. Now go back to Psalms 83. So that's why David said, for lo, that enemies have exalted themselves in the earth. Go back to Psalms 83 and read the second verse again.
Psalms 83 verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they hate the Most High. And they have lifted up themselves. They have exalted themselves in the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And that's what they do every day. They take crafty counsel. Go ahead.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And the hidden ones we are the hidden ones. Go ahead.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So when it says that the name of Israel be more in remembrance, not the state of Israel, but the remembrance of us being the children of Israel. Okay? That's what they did. They cut off that remembrance from us saying that we're the Israelites. Okay? Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
So they're all working together. They're all together done with this thing. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The body, the main one, the tabernacles of Edom. This is the main culprit. Go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
These are all Shemitic people right here. Right? The Hagarenes are the family to Hagar that came from Ishmael. All right, go ahead.
Gebal and Ammon.
These are all Shemitic people, and they're still in the same area of the land today. Go ahead.
And Amalek.
And Amalek. See that little dirty bastard there again? Amalek, his name always pops up. Okay, go ahead.
The Philistines.
Now the Philistines are Hamitic now. Go ahead.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
But who are the true Philistines? Who are the true Palestinians? The true Palestinians were the Philistines. Today, they call themselves Palestinians, but the true Palestinians were Philistines, which were the sons of Ham, that was dwelling in that land too. All right? You cousin to the Egyptians. Go ahead.
Assur also is joined with them.
And the Assyrians is joined with them too. All right? So now let's go to Isaiah 34. So when Yahushua comes back to judge this earth, who's going to be ruling the earth? Is it going to be Japheth? Or is it going to be the Edomites? The Edomites. The Most High didn't say nothing about Japheth, even though the Most High is going to judge all nations. But the Most High is pinpointing one particular group that he has a controversy with. All right? Let's go to Isaiah 34. Start from the first verse.
Read not the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, from the top. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Most High is upon all nations.
Right, the Most High wrath is upon all nations, but he's going to single out a particular group. Continue.
And his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter.
So the Most High is boasting before he did it already. He's saying they're utterly destroyed. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up from out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood.
Mm-hmm.
And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
What's going to cause that? The nuclear destruction. Continue.
And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5.
Now the Most High is going to personalize now. Before the Most High was impersonalized, he said, my indignation is upon all the nations. But now he's going to single out a particular group. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Okay, now. Did he say my sword is going to come upon Japheth? No. He said my sword is going to come upon Idumea, which is the Greek name for Edom. Continue.
And upon the people of my curse.
Upon the people of my curse. What is that curse? What is the curse that they have?
No pigment.
Leprosy, no pigment. That's why they try to intermarry with all the other dark nations. That's the curse. The people of my curse. All right? Continue.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
To judgment. Go ahead.
Verse 6. The sword of the Most High is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Most High had a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
So is the land of Idumea just one particular area? No, wherever Esau, Edom is. The Most High has a sacrifice for them. Continue.
Verse 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks and the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Most High's vengeance.
See, it is the day of the Most High's vengeance. Go ahead.
And the year of recompense.
And the year of recompense. Go ahead.
For the controversy of Zion.
For the controversy of Zion. What is the controversy? Who are the true Israelites? The Most High is going to put telling these bastards for the lies that they is going to cause the whole entire earth to be destroyed. And eventually everybody's going to see it. You people are the cause of why we're going to suffer this wrath. The people in the end are going to see it. Now from there, go to Ezekiel 36. I'm going to continue this class. Ezekiel 36. That's the controversy. That's why the Most High said his indignation and his wrath is going to come down upon Edom for what they have done. He didn't say no Japheth. He said Edom. Because that's who's perpetrating the fraud in the earth. That's who's hiding with a false identity. That's who stole our identity. And that's who they are, the Edomites. And not no Japheth. Ezekiel 36, and start from the first verse.
Read not the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, from the top. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Most High. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because the enemy has said against you.
Who's the enemy? Esau. Aha! They rejoice at us. Go ahead.
Aha! Even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
So what he said? Even the ancient high places is in our possession. It's ours. We control it. We have it. Who runs and controls Jerusalem? Ain't no damn Palestinians. Palestinians ain't oppressing them. They're oppressing the Palestinians. The Palestinians don't have no power in the land of Israel. Okay, continue.
Verse 3. Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side.
And we are swallowed up on every side. Go ahead.
That ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen.
And we are a possession to the residue of the heathen. Continue.
And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers.
So what it means, he said, we are taken up in the lips of talkers. What does that mean?
They talk down about us.
They're talking about us. Those niggers. I hope they don't wake up. I hope our plan is working. I hope Willie Lynch's plan is working very well. And it is. Willie Lynch's plan is working good. Continue.
And are an infamy of the people.
And we are infamy. Okay? They hate us. They talk against us. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Most High Power. Thus saith the Most High Power to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about.
Right. So Jerusalem had become a possession to the residue of the heathens that are round about there. Okay, continue.
Verse 5.
Okay, okay, go. Got it, bring it, yeah. Come up closer so you can bring, come closer. Yeah.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 34 and verse 6. Quickly. My sheep wandereth through all the mountains, on every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth. None did search or seek after them.
Right. Okay. Continue, Nakamia.
Ezekiel 36, verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
So the Most High said, he has, in the fire of his jealousy, he has spoken against the residue of the heathen. Go ahead.
And against all Idumea.
And against all Edom. Go ahead.
Which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
So who's in Jerusalem, controlling Jerusalem today? Esau, Edom. Okay? They have the land to their possession. Okay? Then the Most High said, they have also said, these two countries and nations are in our possessions. What are the two countries and nations that they possess? Israel and America, and Judah and Israel. They possess Israel and America. They run America. Okay? They decide what goes down in America. Let me read one more segment of that. So Esau, Edom is controlling, and he's the one that's in Israel ruling, not Japhet. Okay? A lot of Israelites got to get that right. Okay? Let me read out some names here, right? Jewish merchants played a heavy role in slavery. 78% of slavery in the South was by so-called Jewish people. Okay? During the Civil War, there was this guy named Judah P. Benjamin, a so-called Jew. He was the founder of the KKK. Believe it or not. Judah P. Benjamin, during the Civil War, all right, was the founder of the KKK. All right? He was a Jewish lawyer during that time of the Civil War. Okay? Let's go to, I'm going to page 78 in this book. Page 78. All right, let me read this here, page 78. All right, this is what it says here. Okay, so on page 78, all right? The Jewish objective, the so-called Jews' objective was to make all money, loans, credit, and financial transactions worldwide become subject to their centralized control. Esau's growing achievement in gaining financial dominion over Jacob occurred with the establishment of the Federal Reserve Act. which was signed by the Zionist stooge Woodrow Wilson on December 23rd, 1913, when they transferred all of the U.S. currency, the gold reserve, to them. All right? The chief architect of this plan was the Edomite Jew, Paul Warburg, all right, of Kuhn, Loeb, and Company. The legislation created a corporation, the Federal Reserve Bank, whose stock is owned or controlled by Jewish banking firms. With the Federal Reserve System, the Edomites have the ability to create their own money, Federal Reserve notes, and bank note entries, merely by loaning it out into the circulation, and thus can manipulate loans and interest rates. The white people of America are now subject to their new Edomite masters who created their money, allowing them to buy and sell with it, but monitors how much they receive, W-2 forms, etc., taxes, and taxes them for their privilege of that use. The IRS is but a collection agency for the Edomite Federal Reserve banking system. Case closed. Edom is running the whole show. Okay? Not no Japhet. Okay? For you Israelites that teach that Japhet, no, he's not. It's the Edomites. And you might say, but how could that be, brother? Esau and Jacob are brothers. They're identical twins. So my question to you, brother, if Noah was black and his 3 sons was black, how could Japhet be white? Swallow that pill. I say shalom. And I'll continue the class next week.